Today we will be seeing about variables. In Python, variables are not statically typed. Statically typed means the system should be able to identify the type of the variable during compile time itself. But in Python, we need not declare the variable type before using them. The variable will be created only when we assign a value to them. Okay, so I am going to directly create a variable. This is a simple class with the definition welcome, with the method welcome, and init is the default method that is similar to constructor. This will be executed when we create the object. Now we are going to see two type of variable. One is the class variable and the other one is the instance variable. Class variables are nothing but variables that are common for a class. You can create any number of objects for this class, but all the object will share the same copy of the class variable. The class variables, if you change the class variables value, then it will be automatically changed for all the objects. That is the class variable. Now with respect to instance variable are specific for every object, every instance of a class. So whenever you are creating an instance variable, it should be created inside the init method. Also, since it is specific for each instance, it should be accessed, it can be accessed only with the object. So I am using the object self dot instance variable equal to, I would like to receive an argument name and I would like to pass it, so I will get a argument name and I will pass it here. Okay, so whenever I am creating an object for this my class, I have to pass a string or even integer or something. I have to pass something because I have given name in I am receiving an argument name inside init. So I will pass name here. This is another object. Here also I will pass. Okay. Now to access this variable inside or outside, I have to use object. Here if I want to print this particular variable, I have to use object dot variable name, object 1 variable name. Here I am printing object 1 dot instance variable. Inst var is my instance variable. Similarly, I will display object 2 instance variable. If you see, both will be different. Okay, when I am creating this object 1, this Alice will be passed to this name, and this object 1 will also be passed as an argument, and object 1 will be received in self. So here when this is getting executed, here this will act as object 1 dot instance variable equal to Alice. Similarly, when I am calling this, object 2 will be passed to self, and that time it will act as object 2 dot instance variable equal to Bob. Sorry, my bad. Okay, now let me show how class variable acts. Now to access the class variable, you have to use the class name dot object, class name dot variable name, object 1 class variable, object 2 dot Now both these are buddy. Okay, now before now here I will change my class. This is my class name dot class variable. I am changing this class variable to something else. Now if you see, both object1 and object2's class variable will be changed to dude. Okay, because there will be only one copy of this class variable created for any number of objects that are created as a part of this class. Even if there are 10 objects, all 10 objects will access only one particular instance of this class variable. But in case of instance variable, if there are 5 objects, then 5 instance variable will be created, one for each object. Okay, if you want to display this, if you want to access this instance variable inside an class, you can use self. You have to use object, right? Here inside this method, self acts as an object, so you can use self dot instance variable. If you want to use class variable, you can directly use class variable. I'll just leave a space here. Sorry, even inside class, while using the class variable, while accessing the class variable, you have to use class name dot variable. For instance variable, you can use object. Since inside the method self acts as an object, I am using self here. See, welcome Alice buddy, welcome Bob buddy. That's it. Thank you.